Well, big news last week, Jim. I don't know that it is big news, but big news. It made a ripple of headline on Friday about the new global franchise competition that could change the rugby union landscape. Basically, the Live Rugby scenario, Saudi money, whatever it is. Talk to me, Jim. What do you know?
No comment. I don't want to say too much. So with that, Andrew, let me ask you the question, okay? And we didn't have time to talk about it over the weekend. With this, could you see why players and fans might want this to happen?
Players, yes. Fans, no. I can 100%, with someone coming in and going, I've got £1 billion here, and I don't know what the numbers are, I don't know what the money is. What I have heard is it's going to be probably 4 times what the lads are earning now as a ballpark chuck away number. So as a player, you get a sniff of someone saying, I want to pay you 4 times more. You're all over it. You're like, how do I get a contract? Where can I go? I don't care about, what the competition looks like. Lads go and play in Japan in front of a sushi stand and 300 people, right, for a lot more cash than they earn over here. So it's nothing to, as a player, you can say, you want to win all the trophies in the world. And every player that goes to France, and I was one of them, I left Leicester Tigers to go to France, triple my coin. And it's barbaric to say it or whatever, or some people don't like talking about it. The fact of life is, in any job, you get offered to do the same thing, this exact same job, but for 3 or 4 times more than you're currently earning. 99% of people take it. And that's so for the players, they'll be all over it. For the fans, I don't know, because the travel, where is it going to be played, the franchising around the world. Yes, it would be great to sit and watch all the best players play together, if that is what it's going to be. We've got to get World Rugby to sanction it. How does it fit in with the global season, with the internationals and blah, 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 blah. And I look at Live Golf. I love golf, right? I love golf. And a lot of the players went to Live. And I don't really watch those tournaments. Still love the Masters, still love the Open, all the majors, which are not part of that Live stuff. And so am I a traditionalist because of it? Yes, but also you can't fault the players for wanting to go and earn 4 times as much or whatever. But also, as fans, you're not just going to go, oh, well, my team now is going to be the Saudi Spartans or whatever it is, just because they've got your favourite player playing there. So, fans love going to watch games in stadiums as much as they do on TV. And like we say, there's nothing better than watching, either being at Twickenham on Saturday or being at Murrayfield or being at Wales, either there watching it live or watching it on TV. If you're watching, and I hate saying it, say the Dragons and there's 300 people watching, it ain't great to watch, is it, on TV or in the stadium? And that's what it would be like, but they're getting paid a shitload of coin for it. So can't fault the players wanting to do it. How's it going to work and how do the fans feel about it? I think it's polar opposites.
Yeah, I think you said a couple of things there where I agree with you. International rugby is everything to the players now. So I don't think something like this affects that international window. I know, being mates with agents, being mates with a lot of the players, but also being an expert on the game and understanding the output of these players, they're fed up with the amount of games they have to play. They're sick of it. Whether or not they say it, I'm sure it's going to come round. Something needs to change, and we'll get on to the new World Rugby chair in Brett Robinson about what he needs to do about globalising the season. We've been speaking about it. I've been speaking about it for 6 or 7 years. Okay? The players are sick of the amount of games that they have to play. So something needs to change. If an opportunity like this presents themselves, whether they're playing for the Saudi Sandcastles or whatever they are.
Oh, that's a great name.
Great name.
Saudi Sandcastles.
Rubber stamp it, copyright it. But if they get the opportunity to go and play for them, or they get to go and play in LA, and like you said, they get to play in front of 4 people like they do in Japan, okay? Are you going to go and do that if the games are half the amount of games and the international windows are still open? Or are you going to do what a Andre Pollard or these French lads have to do, and you're playing week on week on week. You jump into the Six Nations, you jump into the Autumn Nations, you jump into the Champions Cup, you jump into the top 14 or the URC, you jump on a plane, you're flying everywhere around the world. You're absolutely fucked. Okay. And yes, some of them are being paid really well. Some of them aren't being paid well. That's the conversation in this. We're so disjointed, and we've been talking about it for years. International game is thriving. The World Cups, they're amazing. The Six Nations, they're amazing. Autumn Nation Series, exactly the same. Everything else is shite at the minute.
No,
it is.
James,
it is.
it's not.
Andrew, it's fractured.
Not.
It's fractured.
Not shite. It's not shite.
It is.
The Prem games and seeing the numbers that are watching it on TV.
No,
and
I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying the Prem games. I'm saying.
URC, great.
No, the structure of everything. The fact that
structurally,
they're on different channels. The amount of games that they need to play. The fact that they're jumping in between competitions. The club game shite. I mean, as in not the products on the field. Some of the games are great, like you're going to say, but the structures of how it's all done. You jump in. Look, this is what I mean. If you were to get, I don't know. One of my mates who likes rugby, and I'll be like, you know what? After these Autumn Nation series, England have got Japan. Do you know what then happens? They wouldn't have a clue. If I was to say, well, you're going to go in the Prem for a bit, and then you're going to go in the Champions Cup, then there's going to be a Christmas break where there's some derbies on, a couple more games. I don't even know when the Champions Cup's on after Christmas. We were talking about this last year. Oh, well, then you're going to go into the Six Nations. Oh, I like the Six Nations. Oh, I'll watch that. And then, by the way, you're going to come out of the Six Nations. You're going to jump into another tournament again, and then the Prem again. I don't even know when the bloody knockout games are. Oh, it's chaos.
No, I know what you mean, and I appreciate that. And we've talked about it a lot on here, haven't we? In terms of segregation of tournaments and aligning stuff. The one thing I will pick up that you did say, though, these lads are fucked from flying all over the world. Yet you said there's Saudi Sandcastles and then the LA team as well. So how do you play? You got, you're going to fly everywhere.
The players are everything in this, Goodey.
Yeah,
I'm about the players.
I'm not saying if I was a player, I'd be on the phone to my agent straight away going, "What's this about? What can we get? What are the opportunities?" And like you've said, we want the players to earn as much as they possibly can, but it has to be sustainable. And you run the risk of this tournament, loads of money at the start, then it becomes a flop. Look at the MLS. Sorry, look at the MLR. You talk about LA, the Giltinis. They had a load of big players. Where are they now? Gone. Same with New York. It all sounds glamorous and great, but you cannot ruin the club game with this tournament unless there's proper roots and proper sustainability around it. And yes, you can't have a flash in the pan. Here's a load of cash. It's going to be 3 years, and then you go back to your clubs now. So it's a real hard thing to do.
It is.
And the players, I get them. I get that the players want to play less, and there's a massive responsibility, I think, on World Rugby to align the seasons now more than ever, and find a fluid plan where, and it's the same analogy in football, right? So everything you just talked about, the international game is everything in rugby union. In football, the Premier League, I speak to people all the time. We played the Nations League for England 2 games this week. I couldn't give 2 hoots about them. Didn't even know we were playing Ireland last night, right? But Premier League is everything. So, your Man United fans, your Arsenal fans, they're desperate. They don't care about the internationals until it's the big tournaments.
And that's where we need to double down with the internationals, though. So let the football do that. Our thing, and I know you're a traditionalist, Goodey, and so am I, or I used to be a traditionalist. But now I'm thinking, do what football don't like. We now, and you've seen the international games, they're sold out. There is a bit of a tribalism around them games, especially South Africa, New Zealand, France, England, Australia, that there is a feel now that there's a kind of gathering of like momentum around your country. We should double down on that. Because I agree, football's very different. Even how they sing the anthems, the passion, the kind of build-up's very different to how it used to be, out with the World Cup and the Euros.
Pod.
Rugby pod.